ready?
We're ready. We're always ready. Devin's ready. You're ready. I'm ready.
You've taught me to just be ready for whatever you decide to talk about.
You know what they say. If you what?
You stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
You gotta get ready, right, Devin? So what's going on?
That is true.
How's the week been? Devin's got big news. So he's been.
Oh.
We talked last week a little bit about
lot
his new
more
job
big news?
opportunity, but now we're bringing in the tea. Thank you, Robert. Say hello to everybody, Robert.
Yo, what's up?
Just getting Devin a nice little healthy energy tea here.
So
There
good.
we go.
So
is more big news?
No, I just realized I didn't like the job that I started.
Oh.
And I
Yeah.
felt like I was forcing myself to leave the job I'm currently employed at.
Yeah.
And I actually really like my job I have now. It's
So-
really easy. It gave me
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah. That's
So
good.
sometimes that's good. You get out there and you're just like, wow.
I
And
tried
they,
it.
And they took you
Yeah.
back?
Yeah, well, I never left. I kind of kept it as like
She's smart.
Just in case.
Oh,
You didn't
just
burn their
in case.
bridges. You
No,
didn't, you
I
didn't
can't.
give the oath.
Yeah.
You ever seen that? You probably never seen it. There's a guy that quit his job he hired like a quartet to tell his bosses that he was leaving. It was funny.
Is this a movie?
No, it's
Oh, a real thing?
He
Way to
walked,
go.
Yeah, he walked into the
So,
thing and they said, I gotta go. I'm quitting my job. And it's like, yeah. It's a
Yeah, you
little
don't wanna
ditty.
do that unless you're
Kinda-
sure you're
you
not
kinda
coming back.
You burnt the bridges, you know what I mean?
You ain't coming
can't
back
come
after
back.
that kind of exit.
No. Yeah, you probably never seen
Oh, gosh.
yeah, oh gosh, it's a movie. She's Out of My League.
Nope.
I haven't.
Gosh, you guys.
I've heard of
We
it.
don't watch enough movies, Devin.
No.
That's the moral of his story
I
with
know.
us.
You got to watch more movies, yes. But in She Has Out of My League, there's a point where this guy is their family going to family vacation. They got all the shirts that says
Yeah.
whatever, and he gives this big speech of how much he doesn't like them and they're mean to him and blah blah blah. And they're on the plane, right? And he's like, "F you, F you, F you," all to all of his family. And then the lady comes up behind him and says, "Sorry, sir, we're pulling out. You have to sit down." He goes, "Maybe you didn't just hear my speech."
They didn't let him off the plane.
No. And he turned on, and his family is like glaring at him. But it was kind of like that, you know. So you didn't do that.
No,
No.
I did not.
That was smart.
smart.
You're very smart.
So that's a lesson.
But you
already.
did try something new, which
I
is
did.
also very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my brother's, it was food service.
Yeah.
And my brother's done it and he loved it. So I was like, well, maybe I'll
Maybe
like it too.
Yeah.
And I absolutely didn't.
Yeah.
It was, I worked a 4-hour shift and I felt like I was there for days.
But
Yeah.
only one. How many did you do?
3. I did 3 shifts.
Okay.
You knew.
It wasn't, there was no hope in sight. I thought it would get better every day I was there. And every day I just,
Didn't like it.
the
Even.
first day I was hopeful. I was like, oh, this is, it's going to take me a minute. And then by day 3,
Yeah.
I was like, no, nothing's changed.
This is just not
I
for
love
me.
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's
I
good
love it.
though. I mean, you tried something new.
Yeah.
Realized you didn't like it. You didn't have to commit forever or
Yeah.
change what you were doing. Go back to what you like. You got a new perspective on the
Yeah.
job you have. You really like it.
More motivation to push the music stuff too.
Yeah.
I realized
good.
that's my passion, so that's what I'm going to do.
That's
so it's
good.
gonna
Ooh,
happen.
I
Gotta
love
go,
that.
Go after it. Be obsessed.
Yes,
There's
I
a thing
love
about
that.
being obsessed. When you're obsessed with things, the successful people are obsessed with that. That's all they think about. That's
Yeah.
why they're
You go
successful.
for it, no
They
matter
go
what.
For it. Yeah. What else is going on this week? I'm healed. I ran yesterday. Feel great.
You did run? I didn't know you ran.
Yeah, I ran with Jay in the
I
morning.
didn't know you
Felt
ran.
great.
You're minus a toenail.
Well, that's a toenail, yeah. That's good. Devin got to see it.
It's great.
Don't. Why would you do that to him?
Because he was interested.
That's
I was
terrible.
explaining how I do the process. And
Oh, okay. Don't talk about it here, please.
Maybe
I
not
don't-
want to run even more.
Yeah, right. That's what he said. Running's already a bad idea. Then
That's
if
like
you're
a-
gonna lose
that's like a-
toenails, I said, no way.
But it's a
Heck
trophy.
no.
Those are trophies.
Oh no way. Mm-mm.
That's a trophy.
That's not the trophies I've gotten in the
Yeah.
past.
That's a trophy
Yeah,
I like. That's
no
an earned
thanks.
one. That was a
No
good trophy.
thanks.
I love trophies. Yes, I bet. What about you?
I've been busy. I've been lots of Zoom meetings lately, which is good. I'm learning lots of new things, taking on some new skills. What else? Oh, we went to a concert last night in Tiffin, which was really fun. It was ABBA Mania.
Is it ABBA or ABBA?
I
ABBA.
don't know. ABBA?
Do you know ABBA? Do you know him?
Yeah.
ABBA.
Dancing
ABBA.
Queen? Great.
Yeah.
ABBA.
Did they play it?
Dancing. Of course, they ended with that one.
Did they
What
end
else
it with
would-
it?
Yeah, of
everyone
course
was
they
waiting
did.
for that one. That's smart.
Yeah, they have to end it with
Because I think I would
Dancing
have
Queen.
left. If they'd have played that one, I would have left that one.
Everyone probably
Just
would
after
have.
I'm
But
done.
that's
Yeah.
what you want to hear.
Everyone, well, they did good. So Do you know any other ABBA songs?
I do. I heard Fernando.
Fernando. They said that was their most requested.
Really?
They opened with Mamma Mia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mamma Mia
That's not, is that from that in
in
movie?
the play.
The play?
The play.
It's not a movie?
It is a movie now.
Oh, it's a play first?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Flame.
Yes.
Can we
Most
look at-
movies were actually books first
Devin's
too.
looking up. He's gonna look it up. Can you look it up?
Most
Let me-
most movies were actually books first too, Nick.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you have a book?
'Cause the books are always better.
I disagree.
Always better.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
It
So it was
takes
fun. We
longer
did
to
an
read it.
ABBA Mania. Yeah. They were cool. They were all dressed up in their 70s get up with their, little white skirts and their high white boots and the little choreography.
There you go.
It was fun.
That's good.
It
yeah.
was it was interesting.
Hopo, Holly's saying, yep, Hopo plays Calvert. So our high school team is undefeated, and they're playing against a
Team down the
team
road
down the
who's
road that's undefeated.
Also
Yeah,
undefeated.
It's really good. So
yeah.
it's going to be
a great game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
Unfortunately,
really great game.
we will not be making it. We have to be an Herbalife event in Columbus, which would be
Yeah.
awesome too. Seeing good
So
friends
and
and yeah.
so we actually get to go to. I'm going to my first hockey game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I've never seen a hockey game.
Hockey game's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to my first Columbus Blue Jackets.
Really be cool if there's some fighting, but I don't think they fight. Like it should be like slapstick, You don't know that either.
I
so.
don't know what that means.
You know slapstick, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't even say no. If you say no, you're fired.
Oh,
So, hockey.
Oh, hockey, yeah.
I heard it's fun to watch.
It's fast. It's I remember because you never really watch it on TV either. On TV you don't unless you understand it. Like I remember, so chiropractic school. We had a lot of Canadians, so that's really
Yeah.
like I didn't know much about hockey. Around in Tiffin we don't have hockey. We didn't have.
Yeah.
There was none of the minor league teams that they have
Right,
now, or
not
not
them.
as many, and didn't have Columbus Blue Jackets. So we didn't have it. So we went to our first game. We went to I think my first one was the Chicago Blackhawks because we'd go downtown and see the Bulls and we'd see them, we'd see the White Sox and the Cubs. So we did a lot of that kind of stuff. And the thing that surprised me the most was how little they're on the field on the ice.
On the ice,
On the
not
ice.
field.
Like because they have these three lines, you know what I mean? And so they rotate like every minute to minute and a half. So you
if
see
you're
them changing.
a hockey player, you're on the ice going like full speed for
Hard as you can for a minute and a half, yeah.
a minute and a half,
Yeah.
and then you
come out and then it's three
Switch.
rotations. So that's
Oh, wow.
so then the second one goes in, then the third wave goes in, and
That's interesting.
you'll see like they'll hit the puck, and all of a sudden these guys, I'm like, what the heck's going on? Because on TV you just see
you can't see that.
Well, good, and you don't. I mean, the bad thing is like you should know like the different players are in,
Right.
You
Well,
know what I mean? Which
you're
I
just
didn't know
watching
that.
casually. You don't know that.
And I
Yeah.
remember there's a lot of things the Canadians complained about the Americans was at one point they tried to put a blue line like a tracing
on the puck.
on the puck so Americans could see the puck because we couldn't
Yeah.
see because you could never see the puck.
Well,
So I don't know
I'm
where the
sure
puck's at.
Canadians have a lot of complaints about Americans.
So they
in
were
hockey.
complaining. They hated it because they were trying it out when we were watching. Like freaking America, it's only for Americans because everybody else could see the puck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. So his blue thing was going
Right.
all over the place. You know what I mean? And
That's funny.
it wouldn't follow it sometimes.
Not quite the same as the blue line or the on
for
the
football.
football field because it doesn't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
but
yellow line. Yeah.
The yellow line. Well, no, the line of scrimmage is the blue line. The
Oh yeah. And
yellow line is
for the.
See?
Um,
I pay attention to
you pay
those
attention to
on
that,
the
yeah.
TV.
That's good. Yeah, because you can see the line. Yeah, it is a good thing on TV that you can see where
It is.
first
You
down
can see
is.
the line is. Yeah.
And you're like, why didn't you hit the first down? Well, they don't have the line on.
I know.
But
Yeah.
so other than that,
Good.
trying to think what else we got going on this week. That was about it. I've been busy, been running around and
You're running an event this weekend?
help run the
3-day event?
Yep, 3-day event would be good, but 700 of our closest friends, 500 to
Yeah.
700, whatever it is.
Be great. Yeah.
Yeah,
500
Blue
to 700
Jackets,
people.
Buckeyes are playing Saturday, so a lot going on.
Do you think they're going to beat Penn State?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Go Bucks. For sure. So, all right, so let's get into our topic.
What is our topic this
Our
week,
topic
Nick?
is- our
What
topic-
are we talking about?
Well, I figured, this is Devin's idea. So,
He's going to throw you right under the bus,
so
Devin.
I figured
Sorry.
I went, I do some, we talk about some, forced crucibles and forced
Oh.
things that I put myself through. So I do a lot of things that of a lot of pain and mental toughness and hard things
that you choose to do.
that I choose to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Got it.
And 6 years ago, you went through one that you didn't
I
choose
definitely
to go
did
through.
not choose to go through,
At
but
all.
had to get through. Yeah.
But I think it's
Yeah.
it's still a lot. We had a lot of life lessons, a lot of, a journey.
Yeah.
We still learning things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're still
for
learning.
sure.
But it's part of, it's part of their journey. I think that people, I know a lot of people may know it, a lot of people don't know, but
Yeah.
so we'll just get into, it's been 6. I said 5 years, 6 years.
Been
I feel
6
like I'm
years.
stuck on the 5 years because everybody says the 5 years, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
So 6 years in December will be 6 years.
it'll be, yeah.
And actually, this is October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to talk about
Our
it, I
anniversary.
guess. Our anniversary is Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah.
24 years.
Yeah, 24.
Gosh. 24 years. You believe that? How old are you?
22.
Oh my gosh.
You've been married longer
We've
than
been
you.
married
Oh my
longer than
goodness.
he's been alive. Dang.
Wow.
Hey, that's impressive. Especially, just being someone who majority of my friends' parents weren't together. So it says something to be together that long.
I mean, look at me, though. Come on. I'm a catch.
I know. I'm just trying to make you feel, I know. I know.
You know it, okay?
I know, he says. Oh, goodness.
so
24 years. Okay.
24 years, yep. It's a lot in October. Yep. Breast Cancer
Breast
Awareness.
cancer
which is great.
awareness.
Yep.
It's a good time to, that could be a whole topic in and of itself, but
Yeah.
it's a reminder of just be aware of your body and make sure you
And don't
get
ignore
checked.
things. Yeah.
And don't ignore things.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I would also say don't get sucked into the pink, but we don't have to talk about all that.
Wow. But there are some good things out there.
There are some good things,
Yeah.
but
And
there are
some-
also some people, I guess for as a breast cancer survivor, I never really care one way or the other, although I'm in a lot of communities of breast cancer survivors, and it is kind of like a little bit upsetting sometimes, the amount of focus on the pink and not on the research to actually
Stop it.
stop it. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a little bit of a
Not to
marketing
hold-
ploy sometimes.
it's a big marketing ploy. And there's a lot of money in it.
Not always,
unfortunately.
but
there's
that's a challenge
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's
yeah.
all the conspiracy theories and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of money out there. I mean, it's.
I'm not into the conspiracy. I just
am.
am in the like.
I am.
I'm not.
I
The
feel like-
reality
I
of just
feel
don't
like-
get sucked in.
I know, but I feel like this. I mean, it's since you went there, my opinion. You can actually see a picture on the moon, right? No, I'm sorry, the moon on Mars, which is how many years to get to Mars?
I
Whatever
have no
that
idea.
is.
2 years, I think it is.
2 years ago,
Maybe
Devin's,
more.
he's
I
going to
don't know.
research that. So, and they can actually transmit something through space and time
Okay.
and show a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't find some cures for some things. Some things like makes you go, remember?
Yeah.
Make you go, remember that song?
Yeah.
Make you go, things that make
Yeah,
you go,
I don't know.
So, but I'm just saying, like,
I think
there's a lot
there-
of money in it, a lot of money in sickness.
Right.
We know we're in healthcare. There's a lot of
Well,
money
there
in sick
is a
care.
lot of money in sick care, and I think that the only way out of it, though, is for people to take charge of their own personal self and not.
Their own health, yes.
Yeah, take charge of your own health, and it's just one person at a time. There's
Yep.
There's no other way to transform
Eat healthy.
the system.
Yep.
Yeah.
Decrease sugar, which I got to do. Me, yeah.
Yes, you do.
I got to be Gandhi. I
Okay,
can't
so
talk it.
is that what
Yep.
you came here to talk about
That's what
today?
we talk about. So let's talk about you. Talk about me.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's December.
So
Let's
December, I don't remember. It was actually sometime in November. I think it was right before Thanksgiving. I actually found a lump in my left breast, and I was kind of like, that's weird, but I'm super healthy. There's no family history. There's no, like, I don't have, females that smoke or overweight or a higher risk. Like, I have no real risk factors of cancer, so I really wasn't that concerned. And ironically, I had already had an appointment for my yearly exam, and I'm like, well, I'll just make sure I talk to the doctor about that. And so it was, I think, maybe 7 to 10 days later, go to the doctor, and I'm like, hey, while you're doing everything else, by the way, what do you think of this? And he's like, oh, I don't think it's anything. I really don't think it's anything to worry about, but let's look at it anyway. And I'm like, okay, he's not worried. I'm not worried. We'll just take a look. And then, so I get
I don't
scheduled.
think I was at that appointment.
No.
No, you didn't go. No, because you're like, I'm fine. I'm just gonna go.
I was like, I'm fine. I'll
It's a
just
yearly-
go.
yeah.
And so I go get the, I had an ultrasound first on it, and a reminder to those in healthcare: be compassionate. My ultrasound tech actually, so it was like December 9th, I think. Maybe I'm in there getting an ultrasound, and she's doing her thing, checking it out, and she actually says out loud to me, God, this really sucks around the holidays.
Jeez.
And I was like, okay, I don't think this is very good. But she's just the tech. Like, she shouldn't have
Right.
said anything, first of all, but yeah, say nothing rather than the wrong thing. And then they said, okay, we really need to do a biopsy. Do you want to do it right now, or we can do it tomorrow? And I was like, well,
But the whole time though, because I was at that. I remember when you went to get the ultrasound, because I remember
no,
the
you weren't.
biopsy.
You went to the biopsy because
okay,
they were going to
yeah.
biopsy, but you were out of town. And
Yeah.
I said, I really want my husband to be there.
That's right.
Can we do
yeah.
it in the morning?
I remember it was, well, they just talked about it was that fast growing,
Yeah.
what'd they call it?
I forget. So at that point, though, we're still in a phase where it's they're telling us it might be cancerous, but it
But-
also has a potential to be this. I can't remember the name
It's
of
a
it.
benign, fast growing, because
Yeah.
the way it looked, he's like 100%, it was like 99, he's like, the way it is, it's just,
Yeah.
this is what it looks
It's
like.
probably a benign tumor, but it grows fast, so it is a surgical. You have to
Yeah,
take
get
it
it
out.
out.
You have to remove it, or it just grows really fast. That or it's cancer,
Yeah.
and so still, even though the
weren't
ultrasound
even
tech
thinking
was
that.
like,
I was
"This
like,
isn't
yeah.
really good," they were still like, we're not sure it's cancer. It's probably not cancer. So we're like, okay, we're not going to worry till you worry, you know? So we go in for the biopsy, which was, I don't know. It was not a horrible experience, but
No,
it wasn't
and she was
easy.
nice. She's the same thing. She's
was
like,
very
I've done
nice.
a lot of these. This is, and she goes, just what the doctor talked about. Yep. And
Yeah.
she's like, yep,
Yeah.
this is what it looks like. I mean,
Yeah.
should be good, but
Yeah.
you know, it's a good precaution. I'm glad you guys are doing
Yeah.
it. And so we're like, okay, so it kept on reassuring. It's
Yeah.
just this benign.
We have a friend who is actually a plastic surgeon, and so we
Yeah.
called him and said, "We think Shayna's going to need to see you soon."
Yeah,
she
because
has.
they said, plastic
Yeah.
surgery would be the best to take
Yeah.
these out because they do a better job of.
Yeah. So that was our thinking, and then 2 days later we get the call, like, "Come see the doctor."
Yeah, well, she got the call. Yeah, and I was. It's okay. It's a tough call, yeah. Because I was working at the club. I remember, and you just cried, and it was like, holy. And then you're like, no frick. And then you're like, all this denial.
Right.
It's like, no way. Like, no way. There's no way. It's like that was both our mindsets, and we're like,
Right.
wow, just flipped upside down. You know, the whole thing of like, holy shit,
Yeah.
and had to go see the doctor. And,
Which, I don't know how, other than, that time was kind of a blur for me, but somehow, by the time we went to the doctor's office, you already had a call in to our family care doctor.
well, yeah, Dr. Felton
To
is
get a
good friend of mine.
referral.
Yeah. He's a badass. I mean, I love
for
Dr. Felton.
to where I would go to get treatment.
Yeah, well, because remember we were talking about, because at that time it was like, okay, where we're going to go. There's Cleveland Clinic. There's
Oh yeah. So
he was recommended. He worked at our OBGYN worked with Cleveland Clinic, I think, at that time, because I think that was our first recommendation, wasn't it?
no, the first recommendation was Toledo.
Toledo. Yeah.
But we didn't have any
Connection.
connections there. Never knew anyone who had been there. Didn't know any of the doctors there. I was kind of like, I don't know about Toledo. Cleveland Clinic is an hour and a half one way from us. Super well known. Lots of people have gone there.
Yes.
Very trusted
prestigious. Yeah,
care,
yeah.
prestigious place, halfway between where we live and where my parents live. So I was like,
Lean in that way. Yeah.
pretty sure we're going to go to the Cleveland Clinic. And then we had a referral from our primary care doctor to the Stephanie Spielman Center in Columbus.
But we couldn't get in, remember?
So I called the Cleveland Clinic to make
Yeah.
an appointment, and I'm like in a haze. I tell them I've just been diagnosed with breast cancer. I need to get in with my first appointment and they said it's December, right? So it's December 14th. They say we can see you at the end of February.
Yeah, we're like, I called.
I was like, I don't think I can wait till the end of February. And they said, that's our first available. Would you like it or not?
Yeah. So
And then I was like, you
called me, yeah.
I can't do that.
so I can't get in, so I called Felton. I said, we need to get in somewhere. Get me in the Spillman. So he called. I think we had.
We were in there within 48 hours.
Yeah. I mean, literally, he called and said, wait by your phone. My secretary will call you. They will call you.
Yeah.
Be ready. I said, all right.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
hey, we're from Steffi Spillman. We got a call from Dr. Felton. We can get you in at this time. Can you be here? Yes.
Yeah.
And we went down and
I think the first lesson in all of that was just trusting trusting our healthcare providers.
yeah.
You know, we
try. You trust your OB, and we try. And I
Yeah.
and I've worked a lot with Dr. Felton
Right.
and trusted Dr. Felton. I
Right.
mean, he was like always good to me, and always like he had a good sense. Like he would literally. I mean, there's a lot of times he'd be like, even just little things like, don't go there.
yeah.
Like you're not going to them. Yeah. I mean, like even though he just would be like.
Yeah. So we trusted him.
Yeah.
But I was trying to the Cleveland what made more sense in my head, right? It was like
Well, a lot more sense.
It
'cause we
made
had
a lot more sense.
We had
We had
our
a lot
family,
more
but
support.
Her mom. Yeah.
Cleveland was closer, but it worked out that it just wasn't the best place for me. So
I still remember. It's funny because not funny, but when we first went in, and then through the process of being in there, like even when we go now, the new timer, you just look at the faces
yeah,
of the people that are scared, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's like now you go in there now, it's like it's a different feel. But I
Right.
remember our first couple of visits, especially our first one. It's
first one you're there all day, literally from 9 a.m. till 4 a.m.
You don't know
4
what's
p.m.
going
You don't know
on.
what's going on. They put you in this robe.
and they were. I mean, it was nice.
They're
It was
very
a-
nice.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
Yeah.
But
Was
here's
it real systematic? I mean, it wasn't
It was-
real institutional. It was. more
yeah,
than-
it was.
Yeah.
Here, my thing is, I still wanted it to feel more like a spa. Like I wanted to feel a little more like cozy. It's just so much at the time. So they put you in this little robe, literally spend the entire day meeting with doctors, having scans, meeting with more doctors. We met with the geneticist. We met with, the surgeon, the
Only thing that
medical
we met was- I
oncologist.
think we didn't meet the plastic surgeon.
We didn't meet the plastic surgeon that day because he wasn't going to come in till reconstruction
yeah.
phases. But testing and doctors and scans and all kinds of things, and it was.
And then everything. I mean, that was within a couple
was-
days, right? Yeah, we met with everybody then, and then.
So that was like the 17th of December.
Then
I
we had
think.
a couple days of a week of waiting, right? I think.
Yeah.
Because that was in the
we had
week
to
of
wait
waiting was like.
So I learned so much, and one of the best things that happened to me was I met with some women that I knew who had been through it before, and they helped me a lot with just the lingo and it's like you learn a new language in 48 hours. So
and it's going to start,
and there's there's breast cancer is not just breast cancer. There's several different types. There's several different forms, several different stages. And, if you never have been experienced with it, you kind of think over, what stage are you in is what people ask. And really a lot of times that's kind of the least important thing. Not always, but sometimes. And there's other markers that matter based on that will drive your treatment plan. And so, we're learning.
But then you're also getting
About
'cause I
all
remember
of
the other
the-
thing is like we're researching like, okay, holistic. Do we go a holistic route?
So
Do we
that
go this
was
route? Then
my
you get all
thing.
of
Yeah.
a sudden now you have like all this different advice. And that was
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's been a big thing and you talk to a lot of people that
Yeah.
go through this, and that's
Yeah.
been some of your best advice of like
Yeah.
because you're getting bombarded with
Yeah.
don't do this, don't do that. You don't want to
Yeah.
have chemo. You want to have chemo. You
Yeah.
don't want to have surgery. You do want to have
surgery.
Just there's
And
sides of everything.
there was so much advice, and that was hard.
Yep.
The one thing I did though, I said to you guys, like, I'm not Googling anything like
Right.
about medical breast cancer, anything. I'm gonna spend my time looking at like what can I control? What
Right.
can I do? What can I do to help? And that led me to a lot of nutrition and meditation.
You got a new juicer out of it?
We got a $2,500 juicer out of it, which is interesting.
I'm action
because
mode.
he's an ex, yeah. So
she had to learn.
so I started doing some research, and there's lots of options out there for holistic care if you choose to do holistic care, alternative care without traditional medical.
Worked. A lot of them work.
A lot of them work.
I mean, both
and then
ends.
you can also do them in conjunction with
Right.
medical care. And the very first thing was called the Gerson method, and it's been around for decades. It has lots of success across many people. It's a proven system, but it requires juicing about 13 times a day, fresh juice. So you can't you're not going to the store and buying orange juice. You are juicing fresh organic vegetables and maybe a little bit of fruit for some sweetness in the juice, but it's mostly vegetable juice. It's a specific recipe, and you literally drink juices freshly juiced 13 times a day. So that was the first thing that I was like, okay, this is the plan.
I think I'm going to do this.
And so he orders the juicer. And then I'm still researching. I'm like, I don't know if that's what I want to do. And so I actually talked to a functional medicine doctor, met with some other people, and just like figuring out how I want to handle it. And I'll get to what I ended up doing. But in the meantime, if you start researching like what could have caused this or what to avoid to prevent it, literally that's the most overwhelming thing. So the food you eat, the water you drink, the air you breathe. So we live next to a farm. Like, is it the farm? Is it the water? Is it the mattress I sleep on? Is it the furniture we sit on every day because of the chemicals they use to make the furniture? Is it the lotion that I use on my skin? Is it
it's sun? Is
stress? The big thing is all about EMF. So the cell phone, or now like your electric company, instead of having that little dial that they can walk around your neighborhood and look at, now it's digital so they can see it from where they're at, or Wi-Fi or whatever. So now that emits EMF into your house. And is that the problem? And I mean, it'll take you down a rabbit hole where you're like, you just have no idea what to eat, what to drink, what to breathe, what to do, who to trust, and so I kind of took all that in. I was like, all right, time out.
Right.
Time out. I need to figure out what makes the most sense for me, and what fits me the most, and what makes the most sense to me for me. And I think I just had somebody reach out yesterday asking for some advice to help
and everybody has their opinion.
A friend. And everyone has an opinion, and everyone either has had a success story or a not success story.
And some aren't very nice. So if you are giving your opinion, like, give it in a way of like, not you have to do this. Not like almost like if you don't do this, like I can't believe don't lead with you're not gonna do a chemo, are you?
Yeah.
Because you don't know. I mean, it's like it's okay, but like it's everybody's opinion.
Right. And that was hard for me though. I mean, I don't take.
Well, I remember we struggled. I mean, and that was your decision, wasn't my decision. And I just remember that, because you're going back and forth. Do I do it? Not do it? Do I do chemo? Do I go to medical route? Do I go to, and the only thing I said to you was like, if you do it and you're not going to go to chemo, are you going to regret it? And you said,
yep.
I think yes.
If it doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, which
is possible that it won't work. Yeah. I mean, it's possible that none of the treatment would work.
But I just said
I was just not confident enough to not go the medical route. And so I ended up
doing all of it.
But I did. I probably cried as much or more over deciding to actually do chemo as when they told me I had cancer. Because I know. I mean,
it was almost as much as you cried to have the first C-section.
Yeah, right. Because I don't want that stuff. I don't want intervention. I don't even take Tylenol or ibuprofen unless I like absolutely have to. I respond to medication terribly.
Give me all the drugs.
Yeah, we're so different. So
if it hurts, I went to drugs.
Yeah, even with the C-section, I didn't want to take the pain medicine. I don't like that stuff. I didn't want to do it.
And that was a tough thing. I mean, but it was ultimately your decision. It wasn't my decision. It was like, because I remember a couple times like, what should I do? And I'm like, I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is like, I know your mind. I know how you are. If you believe, whatever you believe is what's going to be the best thing for you.
And I just wasn't in a strong enough mindset, in my opinion, to go through it without medical care.
Without worrying
without worrying.
And, I went through my mom, I had a lot
Yeah.
of emotion. My mom passed away from breast cancer, and, when she went through it, back then it was really, you were crazy if you even talked about anything besides what they did.
Yeah.
But
Also, the treatments were much harsher then.
oh yeah, I mean, it was like they
It
spent
wasn't as
days
segmented.
you spent a week in the hospital, like
Yeah.
on IV drip, and
That was in the 80s.
chemos. Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
deathly sick.
Yeah.
I took care. I mean, it was
It was awful.
like they basically were saying you have a chance if you can survive this, but it's probably going to kill you.
The chemo.
The chemo.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna
And
die
so
from it.
that's not
Yeah. It's not like it is
necessarily
now.
the
Yeah,
case
yeah.
anymore. There has been a lot of research, and there has been a lot of advances, and there has been a lot of customization of treatment, and a lot of advances in the medicines and the strategies to combat some of the side effects of chemo. So ultimately, I decided to do exactly what they recommended medically, which was chemo, 4 rounds of one kind and 4 rounds of another kind, and then double mastectomy, but one at a time, and reconstruction, and 30 rounds of radiation.
Yeah.
6 weeks of radiation, 5 days a week.
And we still juiced.
And well, we
did
did juice.
We juiced a lot of lemon because we read that lemon was the same properties as chemo, so I did a lot of lemon.
The whole lemon, yeah. But the other thing that I did, which I got really when I met with the functional medicine person who kind of gave me the most guidance, who was actually a friend of ours through Herbalife, and she said her recommendation would be to really follow a strict keto plan.
Yeah.
And so that's ultimately nutrition wise, that's what I did. I followed got the ketone monitor. So I monitored the ketones in my blood several times a day. People throw around that I'm on a keto diet all the time, but if you're on a real keto diet where your body's actually in ketosis all the time, you have to be pretty strict. You have to be consistent. And it wasn't that difficult for me. Honestly, it wasn't that difficult in the moment because I had such a big reason why.
Right.
But it also, I wasn't that hungry. The chemo really kicked my ass, and I wasn't eating much. And so the keto fit with me really well because you're eating a lot of fat. So I had a lot of calorie dense
Foods, right?
foods, so I didn't have to eat a lot, but I could get the calories in. I had a lot of Kerrygold butter.
Yeah.
A lot of butter.
I was eating a lot of butter.
A lot of butter. No sugar, absolutely zero sugar, which isn't hard for me. That was not a problem. So that's what I did. Along with, I actually did a lot of meditation. I read Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, many times. Did all of her meditations, morning and afternoon. I met with a Reiki master over Skype. She was from Colorado, I think. So yeah, he never showed up for that.
I missed that one. I was going to be there, but I was
So
making
I
dinner.
kind of did I did the medical route.
But
I
you did
followed
everything
up,
else. I mean,
but then
and-
I did
yeah.
whatever I could when I wasn't with the doctors to help myself.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I think it was hard. I mean, there was a lot of stuff of you being like that, like you had to control the outside influences, control what
Yeah.
people were saying, control, like you
Yeah.
said, you did a great job of not looking at other stuff. And, then the same thing was you went through some periods of comparing yourself, you know what I mean? Why am I so tired? With people that, other girls that you talk to, some were
Oh, yeah.
they went back to work after chemo.
I don't know how women who work
Yeah.
work.
I mean,
through
but I think it's
chemo.
the same. I don't know. It's
I couldn't have. I would
No.
go, especially my first 4 rounds. I would go on I think my chemo was on Wednesday mornings, and I would sleep literally for 3 days, almost 3 days straight.
yeah, she'd be on the couch and
I'd lay on the
I'd
couch
be with her.
and
Yeah.
sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. And I think part of that is just my body
Well,
doesn't
you're
react
like that.
well
You're
to
like,
stuff
with,
like
yeah,
that.
anything you take a Tylenol and you freaking sleep. I mean,
It's terrible. So all that stuff in my body, it just knocked me out. Yeah. But I've met lots of women and lots of women do. I mean, I I couldn't have worked. I don't know how they did
but
it.
But I think it's the same thing. It came down to
Gone to
the
a
journey,
job.
and it was like keeping focused on, that's the other thing. We just kind of like, I remember going through, it's all the, because they laid the plan out. Here it
Yeah.
is. This is what you're going to do. And it's daunting. You're like,
2 years.
yeah, it's like, it's 2 years,
2
of
years
of
of
this, of a process.
milestones
And,
of and the
it's,
process.
and you learn. Our surgeon was didn't look you in the eye, because we even talked about like, why don't we just take both the breasts
yeah.
at the same time? He's like, listen, I'm here to save your life. That has nothing to do with this. This is what we're doing. If you want to do that, then you could go somewhere else. He was like
Yeah.
pretty frank.
Yeah,
Like, it was
'cause
like,
I
we're
knew-
like, okay, but like, why not, while you're in there,
Take off the other one
we'll
because I
just
just
deal with
like
them,
it was
yeah.
elective. So the left one was mastectomy with lymph node removal for the cancer, and then the right one was just elective removal. And he said my job's to save your life. I'm not doing anything elective until your
everything's
treatment's
done.
over.
And it was a smart move because like he said, and he did explain, I guess he did
Yeah.
explain. He said, listen, if that gets infected on that side that we didn't have to do it, which there's a chance it could, it's going to set up your radiation is not going to happen as quick
Yeah.
as we need it to happen. You know what I mean? And so it was like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it was smart, but it was
Yeah.
like
it's like, but he was very
Very
like,
direct.
Yeah, very direct. You know what I mean? And they all were.
Yeah.
And it was. And Steffi Spillman was great for us. Like, just for us personally, we would go there, and it was like they dealt in almost every, probably seemed like 90% of people there were probably breast cancer or some form of women's cancer that they were treating.
that's it. It's the breast cancer center.
Yes, yeah.
of
But
the-
they did have. I noticed there are some
there's
other. They
a
were
few.
doing a few
But
of other things.
So
yeah.
it's the James Cancer Hospital in Columbus.
It's the
and then
only
Stephanie Spielman.
freestanding women's cancer center I think in the country. Like,
Really?
yeah, like that's freestanding, like not attached to a hospital.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like physically, we would go to the same one
Yeah, yeah.
location for just everything but our surgeries, and then the communication was really good. So if we left the 4th floor with the medical oncologist and went down to meet the surgeon, by the time the surgeon came in to talk to us, he had already been on the phone and talked to the oncologist about what we talked about. So
Yeah.
there was never like
Yeah, we knew people went to Cleveland. They had to go, like, unfortunately, around
Yeah.
to different buildings and different things. And,
yeah. So it was
convenience was nice.
convenient
yeah.
was good, and
Yeah.
the care was really good. That I trusted them, and I liked the fact that I always knew that they knew
What each other was doing.
what each other was doing.
Yeah.
There was never a like,
What are you here for? Yeah.
yeah, what are you here for? Where
Yeah.
are you in your treatment
Yeah.
plan? Like they were.
They knew
which
it, yeah.
We've
You
had
just
other
saw
medical
someone- yeah,
things in our lives where the doctor was like, so.
You know, but it was like, but I think one of the lessons, a lot of lessons, but one of the lessons was like one step at a time. We just focused on, okay, what's our next thing? Okay, we got a chemo. That's when we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it was
get through
even
the-
like,
get through this
okay,
week.
get to the first chemo and then see how I react. And then it's, okay, 3 days of sleeping and then a few days of recovery. And then I start feeling better and then preparing for the next chemo. So it was like, there was even within it was every other week.
Yeah.
Every
Yep, just
other,
about every week. Yeah.
every week? I don't remember.
No, it's every week. But,
But there were like, even chemo to chemo, there were like these little phases. So we're just,
yeah.
yeah. So we just would get to the next thing, get to the next thing.
And I think
get
that's
to
the thing. Like
next
whatever
thing.
you break it down. I mean, it's like anything. Like I think that's the biggest lessons. A lot of this stuff is like anything that you do in your life can be broken down into smaller steps.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this was a 2-year goal.
Right.
When we got the plan, it was a 2-year goal. And we originally started, literally day by day and then week by week. And then the longer it went out, we could, the next milestone was maybe 3 weeks out or 4 weeks out or 6 weeks out. But it was always, from the beginning, we were working on a 2-year goal
Right.
from day one.
Yeah. And everything was a different challenge. Everything was that we had, the first surgery was a whole different thing. They're like, well, you can't sleep in there with her. I'm like, yeah. They're like, we don't have any beds. I'm like, I'm not.
Oh, you slept on the floor in
Yeah.
the hospital the night I had to stay. Yeah.
I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm like, just for me, that was our journey.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not sitting out in the waiting. They go, you can stay in the waiting room. I'm like, no, I'm not staying in the room. You don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm staying in here.
Yeah,
I stayed
that
in
was
there.
good.
I watched. You were sleeping the whole time. I think I watched like 3 movies because I couldn't sleep. It was cold. I'm on this hard floor, and everything's beeping. She's kind of out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
He was also the nurse's best friend because
oh yeah, good
she
fun
would
with them.
come in and you'd already have the ice and the water and
Yeah, I had
you had
I'm a
everything
good
all
crew.
ready to go.
I'm a
You
good
are
crew.
a good crew. You were a good crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
she loved you.
Yeah.
It was helpful.
I knew all the blankets were at.
Yeah.
I knew all the warm blankets. I always got her warm blankets.
Yeah, you're a good crew.
Yeah.
You're helpful.
Yeah, so I mean, it's that, I think in life is you got to look at things of that, and it's you think you're alone, and then I mean, like it's weird how you think you're kind of alone, like no one else is going through this, but there's so many, and all of a sudden it's like so many people,
That's
even
a
reach
good-
out now. It's
That's a
like,
good thing to talk about because our support system was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, we had
We had friends
local
fly in
friends,
from
family,
around the country,
yeah.
family at every single chemo, friends at every single chemo. We had meal train.
Yeah, we were
I mean,
blessed.
We had so much support. It
yeah.
was awesome.
And you watch some of these people in there, like by themselves, and it's like,
Yeah.
like you were never,
I was never alone.
never alone. No.
Yeah. And it was hard sometimes to walk, you walk past the chemo suites or these little tiny rooms with doors, but they weren't always closed. You could see women in there by themselves hooked
yeah.
up to their infusion.
Yeah.
And that was,
yeah.
that was hard.
She was rolling in with the posse.
I know. We did. We always made it a party. We had had essential oils,
yeah, we had oils. I forgot
diffusing to
about
make
that,
it
yeah.
feel good. We play music.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
We did all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, and
Made
that's the
it
thing.
the best
so
we could.
we had, which I think that's another lesson is you got to make it the best you can. You got to
Yeah.
have, try to laugh as much as you could. And cried when you had to cry. Yeah, it was, hard to
Yeah.
watch. It was, it's. I mean, she's watched me do some things that are self-inflicted, and I know it's hard on her. And this was hard on me. Like that was hard on. It was weird because it was like, it was hard just to watch because you can't do anything.
Yeah.
It was her journey. That was the biggest lesson for me was to get over that. Was like, it was her journey. I couldn't take any pain. I couldn't take anything away. And that was the hardest thing to watch somebody you love that is going through something that you just have to watch. And it sucks. It's like, God, it's hard, but but you come through it and you get through on the other side. And that's what the blessing is, the other side,
Yeah.
And we went through, I mean, it seems so long ago now, but it seems like yesterday. It's like,
I know. So like
going on
5
6
years
yeah.
ago now, I was pretty much bald. Yeah, I had no hair. Now my hair is long. I get that compliment all the time. It's from people who know
I
what
thought
I've
you
been
looked
through.
great bald though.
I didn't mind being bald. It was a little bit cold, but I didn't mind it. It was
I
so
always
easy.
thought you looked good. It's funny
Being
because you
bald
look
was easy.
like I never thought you looked sick at all.
Oh,
But I look
God.
at the pictures, and I guess at my mindset going through it, it was like
Yeah.
you always look beautiful. It was never like you didn't look
Looks
sick.
very sweet, but I was
No, but
looking
you
at
see
the
pictures, you could
now,
tell. It's like
yeah.
I don't think anybody could tell that she's sick, but
Oh
I think
man,
they
yeah.
could.
I'm sure. I was.
But you had 2 wigs. You never wore a wig. You're like, I'm not wearing a wig. It was nice. I think that was something you came, and there's nothing wrong with. And that's the other thing. It's every woman's journey. Like is
Yeah.
different. Some women
Yeah.
like want to protect their hair and won't go out in public, and that's
I didn't
that's okay
care about
too.
my hair.
No,
but
you never
I
did.
got the wig because I didn't know how I'd feel
Yeah.
about not having hair. They want you to have it and get fitted for it before you lose your hair. So I was like, do you want to get a wig? And I'm like, I don't know. Do I want a wig? I have no idea if I'm going to want a wig, but I guess I want a wig just in case I want a wig. I don't know. Like it was hard, like maybe I do, maybe I don't. It's going to be, I can't imagine not having hair, but I don't know. So we got the wig, did the fitting, and they made the wig, and
Never wore it.
And it looked really much just like the hair I used to have.
Yeah.
It looked great. The wig was awesome. I wore it around the house for 45 minutes to try it one day, and it was miserable.
She was
It was
itchy.
hot and uncomfortable and itchy, and I was like, "This
not
is
wearing it.
not for me." So, but I was.
I remember the first Herbalife event you went to was a big event, and
Oh, that
went
was a
in
big
there.
deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with no
I
hair
was
and
like,
showed
"What do
up.
I
Yeah.
do?" So my first
Was it January?
treatment was December 27th, and I started losing my hair. They say about 14 days later. So literally 14 days later, my hair starts falling out. And so my sister drove and shaved my head. She drove to Tiffin and shaved my head. And then like within the next week or two, we had our very first big Herbalife event. And I had to decide, do I wear the wig? What do I do? Do I show up bald? What do I do? I mean, we weren't keeping it a secret. That wasn't the thing, but I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I never had to make the decision before on what do I do with my head? Yeah.
And they showed up, but I think it's all individual.
went-
That's the other thing. It's like it's
Fun.
your journey.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
like that's the
Yeah.
thing I think is, and that's in life. I mean, your journey is your journey.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself with what somebody else did versus
Yeah.
what you did, because there's no right or wrong.
There was a
There's-
lot of women that we met during chemo, and even women that I've talked to that did the polar cap thing.
Yeah.
So there's a way, if you don't want to lose your hair or lose as much all your hair, you can wear this like ice thing on your head,
Stops the circulation.
and it stops the circulation to your scalp. And yeah,
So
isn't
the
that
chemo
crazy?
doesn't get to it,
So
yeah.
the chemo doesn't
What?
get to it.
Yeah.
And then you won't
won't
lose your
We
hair.
had a good
or
friend that-
you wouldn't
yeah.
lose much of your hair. We had a really good friend that did it. We saw people doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
it's a good
okay. It's
option.
nothing way.
And, it
yeah.
worked.
Yeah, it worked. I mean,
For me, I hate the cold, and I couldn't imagine feeling miserable from chemo and actually having a cold freaking head,
Yeah.
freezing cold head. No way.
I mean, so it's like I said, but I guess in life, like, don't look at somebody else. I mean, it's their
Yeah.
like, it's not a right or wrong. We took all the information in.
Yeah.
She
our
made
own
the
choice.
decision, and then we went with it. And then I'd say we did a good job. We never said, at least I didn't. I don't think you did. Like, second guess, like, we didn't really second guess our decision.
Yeah.
We just went through with it. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things like, wow, did I have to do all? But it was never like, I wish I would have never done that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think through where we're at now, it's like, we didn't second guess, and we did. We took the information in, and then we went with it and believed in it
Right.
and trusted
Made
the
our own
process.
decision.
Made our own decision, and like I said, we did a lot of natural stuff, a lot of stuff along the way because our theory was this: if it's not going to hurt, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like if it's something that doesn't hurt us, it's we're going to do it. So
We
like
did put an RO water system in our house,
Yeah.
and I did buy new couches that are chemical free, and he
Yeah.
wasn't happy about
I
that.
got
But
that. I was happy about it.
what else? I mean, I do a
I
lot
think
of
they
meditation.
grew the tree. It took so long. I think they grew the trees, and then they cut them down.
I
and then-
ordered the furniture.
And then but, I mean, we have an awesome juicer. I mean,
we have an
do
awesome
still juice.
juicer. We still juice.
She learned then not to tell me anything until she was certain she was going to do it.
Yeah. Oh, we got a sauna. We have a sauna in the
Yeah,
basement.
we did do a sauna. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was like literally, she's like, I think I'm going to do a sauna. I'm like, all right, got it.
Order it. Yeah.
I got it ordered, and it wasn't
So-
even no decision. It was like, okay, it's
But
not
the
going to hurt you.
sauna's good. I could
Yeah,
be
you still
using
use
that
it,
more
yeah.
now, but I
Yeah.
still use it. Yeah, I love
A
it.
sauna, like I said, a juicer.
Yeah.
It was expensive,
So-
but I was like, what's the best juicer I can get? Because if I'm going to juice every day, I want the best. I want something breaking down.
Yeah.
So I got a commercial. It was awesome.
We still do it.
We still
though.
do it, yeah.
My favorite's a celery juice.
Yeah,
That's
celery
like
juice
my
she likes,
favorite.
and yeah, I
love
mean,
it.
so it's like, and now we're on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And it's always something that is part of us. I mean, but it's still on the same thing. It's like, okay, how do we continue to keep your health? Keep
Yeah.
and you do. I mean, you've always, but the bad thing is you've always been good. It's not like you're not good at it. You're like, it should have got me because I ate a box of milk duds yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, Devin. It was a weak moment.
A whole box
Alright.
of milk
It's
duds.
a weak moment. Yeah.
Doesn't that make you sick?
It does, but at the time, it's like I get these like moments of like sugar, and I got to get rid of it. Like I don't eat hot tamale. I gave up hot tamales, my favorite of ever, forever.
Oh.
I haven't had a hot tamale in I don't know how long,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna probably give up milk duds. It's gonna be my next one. I just scared to give up something that like to the candy. I just won't like it, and I won't eat
So
it.
your candy, give up forever candy is Skittles,
Skittles,
Swedish Fish,
Swedish fish,
hot tamales.
hot tamales. That's it right now.
That's it right now. Three things you're never gonna eat again.
Tootsie Rolls are gonna probably be on there. Yeah, I love Tootsie Rolls sometimes.
I just don't get that. I mean, I don't
Because
mind.
I can't eat like one milk dud. I eat a whole milk,
Oh, yeah.
a whole
Whole
box of them.
box.
Why? What's the point then?
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but it's
Oh,
bad.
It makes
it's like,
me so sick.
I wish that's why I wish I was more like her. Like she has that discipline. I got discipline in some things. Like I can, like on a trail, I can do that stuff. That stuff, like I can go for 24 hours,
Right.
30 hours,
I couldn't do
100
that.
hours, whatever.
But
it
I
is.
can avoid the milk duds, no problem.
But I can't avoid milk duds. I'm weak. They call me. I went in the store twice and walked out and then went back in.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's
I
bad.
shouldn't admit this stuff on here. See,
That's
People
bad.
think, but I am weak.
But
sometimes.
yeah,
It's
so
okay.
it is. But it is a constant process, and it is interesting. I mean, you definitely considered a survivor for sure. I'm cancer free. We actually go next week for our a yearly with the medical oncologist, which is just a checkup. Everything is going to go fine.
You're
but
a thriver.
So,
I say thriver.
thriver,
I
yeah.
don't like the survivor.
But it is something that doesn't never go away.
Yeah.
That's
Not
like
going to, yeah.
doesn't ever go away. As
Yeah.
far as the thinking about it, the being mindful, and
But I think you can't let that overcome because what you think about comes about, right?
Yeah,
Belief. So it's
right.
like, yeah, I
Right,
mean,
right,
it's
right.
something you got to look at into it, but you have to be careful that it doesn't consume your thoughts because I think
Right.
that's another thing. It can consume your thoughts, and then next
Yeah.
thing you know, you're
well, but yeah, because then
Moments,
it's.
yeah.
I mean, you can go down a fearful
Right,
rabbit
yeah.
hole quick. So that's the like guarding my mind in terms of that for sure is a big
I love
effort.
It. I love
A
it.
big effort. So yeah, officially December will be 6 years, and we get a checkup next week. Everything's gonna be
Everything's
great. I
great,
feel
yep.
great. I'm healthy. My nutrition is. It's easy for me to be great with nutrition. So the kind of the challenge for me is more the exercise and the fitness.
But you're doing
So
great with that.
I have a trainer because that's the way I actually show up to the gym.
She's got a badass trainer, Joni.
I do have a badass trainer. She's awesome, and I'm switched up my workouts over the last probably 5 weeks, and I feel better. I feel stronger. I have more energy. So yeah, just doing all the things. I'm actually going in a couple weeks, 3 weeks, I think. I'm going to
Oh yeah, forgot about that. I gotta get your card for that.
retreat center called Savannah in Arizona. So I'm flying back to Phoenix.
I was supposed to be there, but Devin said I couldn't go.
Yeah, he doesn't want. He's coming. So 5 days of meditation.
It's so different.
And yoga and massage and spa and just total
That's her like dream
relaxation.
like,
That's my dream vacation.
Mine is going to Nepal. I'm gonna be in some little smelly tea house. You can't take it. No hot water, no shower for 14 or 20 days. I think it's 20 days, and no showers at all. Which I can't wait. Can you get that little grid on
Don't.
you?
Ugh.
And then so it's totally different. Like you get up and
No.
you hike 6 to 8 hours every day
I'm gonna go
in altitude.
yoga.
They heat these tea houses with yak is like a cow or yaks or cows, but they can't get, there's no trees up there because it's above the tree line.
But
so they have the poop
Yeah.
from the
Not the
yaks,
yak, the poop
from the
from the
yaks,
yak.
and they burn the poop. That they dry it out, and that's what they burn for heat. And
This is a fun vacation for
that's
you.
yeah.
That's his choice. He's paying to go do that.
But even like what I did, I even look back at like what I did at
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I do the trip. But here's the thing. We talked
No
about this the other
thanks.
day. Like I've come a whole. I sit in the cabana now. I lay out in the cabana with you.
Oh, yeah. We go to the beach, and he
it's all
gets a
hot. I
cabana.
mean, it's like I'm sweaty, and but I'm in the cabana all day.
You do good.
I don't complain
You're
either.
way better at relaxing than you ever have been.
Yeah. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I do that, but like
Sometimes you even put on a little meditation at night.
I do. Yeah.
I know.
I've been doing that. Yeah. I do that sometimes. Yeah. So I'm
Sometimes?
working on it, but I'm saying like, and I love I wouldn't want to like not vacate, but like if I have one vacation, one is like extreme, like to hurt myself is what I want.
No way.
And I'll do 3 to 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I haven't done any crazy things. That's not crazy.
That
One. The
was a
first thing I've done
crazy, yeah.
since Leadville. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll do the burpee. I need to do something else that's going to hurt me. So, anyways, all right, guys. I don't got anything else. You got
All right.
anything else?
No,
Devin,
it's
got
good.
anything?
Nope.
Good week.
Nothing.
Good week.
Thanks,
Yep.
Nick.
Thank you. Great story. Thank you. I love you, as always.
He tells me like as we're starting what we're talking about. That's our.
Well, I
that's
knew
the
this
thing.
one because I kind of had this thought of this one, but I knew like you didn't need prep. So
Yeah.
I know I will have prep next week.
All right.
So remember, the world needs its light to shine.
You need your light to
We
shine.
definitely need your light to shine. Have an amazing day. Love you guys.
See you next week.
On the shine.